Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Join us in our campaign and shenanigans as we explore the subterranean labyrinths, plunder hordes of treasure, battle legendary monsters. This podcast will be following our gaming group and the adventures of these characters, as well as a few guests from time to time. Join us as we start a new campaign and our journey to experience the best, and maybe the worst, in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Welcome back to Goblins of Conquest.
I got you, buddy, for fall.
And both of you notice that your armor has just lost a point of AC.
What?
No, not you.
You
haven't been hit. The two
Okay,
of you been hit.
it's his armor.
Yes.
We both see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the rogue is realizing the part that got ate away, it's costing her 1 point of AC. I was waiting for that reveal to make it even more terrifying for someone else got hit, since you're kind of not needing AC.
Bummer, dude.
And then the big one, it's gonna go adjacent to the wall, so we can swing it about half.
Back up to where it was.
Yep. But you'll do the floated weapon.
Well,
It was actually right here.
it got moved with the push to begin with.
Fire.
It's supposed
Huh?
to.
Oh, I haven't tried
Not
fire.
lightning.
Lightning's bad.
And it's gonna swing on it. And miss with a 9. I'm assuming a 9 will not hit your compromised AC. As it, you know what it is threw its pseudopod out, hit the tree, and then tried to wrap around to get to you, missed just short. The little pseudopod tentacles, as you just like, fuck you. I already tasted what's your serve, and it ain't nice. So top of the order, it's the ranger's turn. You probably want to be amazing. You want to be epic. This is the first pseudopod that was knocked loose. This pseudopod you're fighting looks way tougher than that little pseudopod. Almost like it's twice the hit points. Just to make it more terrifying.
Yeah. I've got two options in mind here.
You are a goblin, you do have disengagement.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is one of the options.
It's been a while. Throw that one
No,
out there.
I was thinking
Break out your dagger, jump up onto the wall, and stick it into the crack in the wall.
It slowly climbed to the ceiling and said,
That's
"Flavors,
like-
guys!"
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm going to. Well, that's going to suck then. Yeah, well, I guess I'm going to have to do it. It's piercing damage, at least at that point. Yeah, I'm going to disengage as my bonus action.
Okay. Bloop. 5 foot back. You're out of the pseudopod zone.
Yeah, and then my
Then
movement.
you take your actual movement after you've safely, nimbly dived out of the way.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of there.
Going, goddamn, this thick ass mud, why can't I move further?
And then I'm going to plink it with a regular arrow at this
With
point.
a piercing arrow.
A piercing arrow, I know. I'm hoping piercing is not slashing. A dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will hit.
So that will do.
As you see the arrow hit and just
Yeah.
melt into it.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. It seems
This one's piercing damage.
it seems to be doing all 8 points.
Yay.
And now it's about the size of the one over there. It's gotten small. So Paladin, this is some scary shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swinging strike.
What are you doing?
It was the
I am
part where the thing was
swinging
getting
my
between
sword,
me
so
and the
that will
door
be
that
11.
was getting
11? What is? Which one are you hitting? The big one or the little one?
Let's go with the little one.
Okay.
So, 7 points of bashing damage.
7 points. It can only be bashed on inanimate
Oh, then
objects.
I will step.
Remember, that's only the inanimate
Then
objects.
I will cast. I'll do my hands on me.
Okay. So how much?
I'll burn it all.
Well, how much damage on the ooze though?
Well, I won't swing on it.
Okay.
If I can. I'm not gonna do the same thing again.
Okay. So lay on hands.
Yep.
So get some hit points back in you.
Yep.
Give the cleric a look like. Okay, maybe our god is better. Okay, you good with where you're standing? Give that wizard a look. This is where you drop your fireball. You got fireball, right?
Not 4th level.
Yeah, because I'm blocking them.
Okay. So you are a hero in that regard. Rogue! Oh, rogue! I think we need a restroom break.
Yeah.
Can't work that screwed.
It's your turn. You're back to the land of living. We turned around, you rolled so good on yourself, you were gone. Let's go find her, and we failed to find her. So, your goblin buddy shot the little one that's facing him and jacked it up. But it seems to be quite interested in him.
Yeah.
Now you can actually see what killed me.
Especially when he shoots with the arrow jacks it up and then slowly falls into it and dissolves to nothing.
I will get to my feet and shoot.
Okay, you're gonna
Poison arrow.
do the same thing that the ranger's doing. Seems effective.
Yeah.
Pull your little bow back. Which one are you shooting at? The little one that's going over the log? Okay. Something tells me you're gonna hit it. I have faith in your little bow. This little bow of mine.
I did.
What'd you get? Oh yeah, that's that would hit. So how much damage do you do?
Does she get the bonus because I'm adjacent to it?
Yes, she does.
What's the bonus?
The rogue damage.
2d6.
Yeah.
An extra 2d6.
Very good.
Paladin wants one of them dead now. Kill it now. 10?
Better than.
So immediately you shoot your arrow at the one that tried going over the log at the paladin, and immediately it's committed its whole personage to going around that log to get him, and you just like arrow between the paladin's knees, and it hits and immediately starts going, just recoiling and turning to like this muddy brown powder. You can take a little scary one away.
It's like a kiss show here.
Yeah.
You've got the paladin up there like Gene Simmons shooting arrows between his legs. Anyway, I don't know what I'm saying.
It's okay. But it's your turn, so it is important what you're saying.
It is important what I'm saying. I need
It
to
is.
do something big. It's still going. So I am going
I
to.
say keep your witch bolt going. That's my vote.
No, I
Yeah.
dropped that when I
Keep
realized.
multiplying it.
I am going to draw forth the shadow blade from beyond.
Ooh, okay. So you
One
like
step beyond.
reach into your navel and pull out your dark blade.
Let's pull it out of my bag.
Okay.
And so I'm pulling forth this black shadow blade with runic edges within. And
5 foot reach.
I am going to reach over and swing at the big one. So it is the attack to hit.
Mm-hmm. What kind of damage is that?
It's force damage.
It's force damage. The ranger has led the way. Ranger.
That's kind of what the Rangers.
So
That will hit.
that's a total of 20 to hit, dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
And I think it's 2d8, but let me double check. Because the Shadow Blade is a bonus action. So
Casting it, and then the attack is the action action.
Right. Oh, there's no link. Fantastic.
What you looking for?
Shadow Blade.
Oh.
I think it's in
Is it Xanathan?
one of those.
One of the three that's on the table within arm's reach. Or the one that your wife just gives you.
Possibly.
Did you get something in your eye?
Feelings.
Feelings are the worst. Get those out of the system now.
Highly overrated.
Bonus action self, concentration up to a minute. It has a range. It is 2d8 psychic damage. Excuse me.
Psychic damage.
Does Steve have a brain to take the psychic damage?
It is not immune to psychic damage, I can definitely say that.
So 14 plus.
And immediately you plunge your sword in there. The first 4 points basically ends the black pudding.
I think you can move that thing.
See, I was giving you guys the heroic shot.
As you're seeing the wood is just
Had to make-
raided and oozed into. So Claire, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
I know.
There's a small one chasing the ranger.
Can I see
I'm gonna
it?
get-
Oh yeah, you can see it. It's whipping and moving and undulating.
Well, I suppose I can still use what I was going to cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred flame. We haven't seen if radiant does anything. What's the
As you say that, I'm like,
what's the save on that? Is it a wisdom save?
it is a dexterity.
Dexterity. The only thing worse than his wisdom. What's your DC? 13?
12.
Well, will he make it with a...
Yeah.
How much damage is that going to be? This is really important. This is important.
It's 1d8.
Oh, and how well she rolls.
6 points.
So immediately your sacred flame cascades down around this little thrumming slime that's chasing him like an inchworm through the mud, and immediately just burns the mud and the slime at the same time to just powder. As it's coming after that hunter, it's going after him, and it just
Get away.
you've killed your first black pudding.
I will immediately do a perception check to see if there's any more. I am confident there are no more.
What'd you roll?
1.
You are confident there are none of those in this entire temple.
But man,
You are
I am
so sure that these weren't even the things you think they were. They could have just been some ornery algae. Figments of your imagination. Of course.
That's the 4th one that I've rolled on this die, and this is only the 3rd gaming session that I've taken this die to.
obviously it needs to be my
I
court.
sense
Yeah, it was-
something.
It was intended as my skill check dice because I've been rolling poorly.
But you have a machine at work that could take it out.
Shame and so you get the sense that the mud is not moving any longer. You believe the mud is safe. Just like the first time the bugbear threw someone in here.
Glad I
What are
took
you
out
guys
that
gonna
thread.
do?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
lock down and
Yeah,
rifle
we're-
through the pockets and see what all they picked up.
We're getting my bearings.
You picked up a couple different metal teeth of different, types of metal. You notice that they seem more human and goblin and not elven. So probably just, whatever races at the time they could grab people and sacrifice them to. They put the shiny teeth on the altar. So you've got about 50 gold in assorted metallic teeth. And that was just what you managed to fill your pockets with until your leg dissolved. As you've got this really horrible, you see where she's been healed, so she has flesh, but there's this emptiness in her armor. That's this new sexy chap look that she's going for.
Out of curiosity, would mending fix it?
What does mending say? So you asked me a question, I'll counter with a question. Good luck, Dad.
This spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or leaking wineskin, as long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot. Any dimension you mend it, leaving no trace of former damage. The spell can physically repair a magic item or construct. The spell can't restore magic to such an item.
You know what? I would say yes, it does.
It's going to take a while.
Can the priest do the mending spell though? I think you
Just
remember
right.
last time you did it.
I do have mending. What am I mending?
My armor.
He's wanting you to fix the one AC he lost on his
I
arm.
lost it in AC.
Thank God it's a cantrip.
As you're just like slapping his
It's a
armor.
cantrip?
Because
I don't have.
all of a sudden you notice on his armor the seams are really wide right now. It feels a little ooze tickling inside.
What's going on with your belly? Is that a tattoo?
Little ooze stamp.
Okay, they're instantaneous.
Yeah, it's basically cantrip. So you cantrip their armor, fix the patches that are missing, and magically little bits start undissolving.
Right.
Good catch
Still
there,
takes
by the way.
And I have a healing potion I was going to give her.
Oh.
Still takes an action.
No.
Well, yeah, casting it's an action. But it's a cantrip.
It's 1 minute, so.
Yeah, so you can. It's
You like
instantaneous, but it
Mending,
takes a minute.
mending.
You probably see it
Mending.
happening over the course of a minute.
As it slowly starts connecting.
Well, they're kibitzing about that.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna have Arcane come over here and help me lash these logs together to make like
A little mud raft.
to walk to the
Yeah, alright.
center, check it out.
Okay, so
Since
you guys
he's good with
basically,
knots, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, okay.
You guys stack them up, you go 2, then 1, then 2, so easily the goblins can walk right across it. You guys want to be careful and doing acrobatics to walk across it. But yeah, you have an easy, basically walk path straight to the altar.
I give you a healing potion.
Thank you. How does that work?
It's a 2d4 for that one, right?
It's just.
It's in the equipment section.
Yeah, all it says is a healing potion. It doesn't say which one, so I'm guessing it's just the basic.
Yeah, it's the basic. It's not the greater tab.
Isn't it 1d4 plus 2?
It's 2d4.
Is it 2d4
If you
plus
just
2?
I got a tab for equipment.
Remember you dropped those bottles on Saturday?
Yeah,
Two-
and
two
you have
D4
the
plus
dice.
two.
2d4.
Okay, so you guys, while she's mending their armors, you guys are exploring, and you go up to the altar, and just like the rogue was saying, there seems to be some gold bits around the altar still that you hadn't picked up yet, and weapons.
Pocket a few shiny objects as well.
Okay. Grab, one gold piece worth of random metal teeth. Probably it's because you're just iron
That's all that's
teeth.
left.
Yeah.
She went on the really shiny ones.
Yeah.
Can I look around and see if there's any,
Not really, because she's mending her armor.
just kidding, I wanted to.
So, pretty much you guys finish the time making the walkway. He's up there, you guys are mended, she's finished doing the casting, she's like, see, this is why my god is superior. The ooze take it from the cleric to give it back. So,
You're not wrong.
yeah, so what you guys can do now, you can go check this out.
While I'm up there, I'm gonna go ahead and actually investigate the altar, see if I.
I guess you're just pulling down stuff.
Yeah, that's a 9.
A 9, you're like, yep, all rotten wood weapons. Pretty much every weapon could be easily repaired, except the wood parts seem like they've been in close proximity to something that can dissolve a foot of wood in a turn.
Yeah.
But Mindy,
I'm not your personal ritual.
Basic!
He's our personal retrieval.
Oh no!
right?
You got that lid, so it's like a welder's mask.
Oh.
I'd like to make my way over to the altar and inspect it.
You look at this altar, and you can sense the death in this altar. This altar was consecrated with hundreds of lives through its existence. And it needs one thing. It needs you to bring it back to worship. Keep it that old time tradition. And as all of a sudden you're looking at this altar, you can feel the screams of its victims.
Giggle Stork, Aconite, pick a number between 1 and 10.
23.
All right. I don't know if it ever gets old.
It doesn't.
I guess Giggle Snark. Is it not it?
Yeah.
I wanna make my way to that door.
Okay, you go up to that door and you feel that the mud's got like more water on top of it and it's slowly seeping through this door.
Okay. I want to investigate the door and make sure there are no traps.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll. 14. You're pretty sure that this door is safe, but when you like whip out your thieves' tools and start checking it out, you realize that when this door is opened, from the feel of the water, it may be dangerous when the door opens in.
The door opens in?
It opens into the hallway.
Oh, okay.
So you basically would push the door, and you have a feeling from the little water buildup that it might be like, if there's any kind of stairs there, it would be a slip and slide to go through. So you're definitely sensing that this could be dangerous.
So, is there like a handhold I can grip onto?
You can try it.
I can try. I totally want to open the door and see what happens.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check as you push this door in there.
Yes, straight.
You have a feeling you have advantage in this strength roll.
Like actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, what you got?
Yes.
So what'd you get?
21.
A natural 20?
Yes, natural 20.
Because it's a natural 20, I won't pick you over on this. You open the door and immediately you like braced yourself on your new leg muscle. And you grab that ring and do the push and the door, as soon as it does, there's like a small whoosh of water that goes flushing. As you realize that it's a good thing that you did such a good job that you didn't go whooshing down this door. Because as you open it, you realize coming from this door, this is the doorway. It goes about this far in a slight incline, and then there's steps that go down. And you can see for a long time there's been a little water going through, like a small little 2-inch scum river of just green algae.
And so this is decline, and then the stairs go up or down?
They go down.
Down. Okay.
So, and you're basically, you investigate it, so I'll give me a quick nature roll real quick. You don't have a natural 20, so. 14? It's super moldy in here. You're not a nature girl, huh?
You've been through that before. Wasn't there mold in one of the others?
Oh, you had the russet mold. That's the nasty stuff. Once that grows in your crop,
That was in the first.
that's in your home. The section that goes into the Underdark.
The goblins are supposed to be clean.
No. Where are we going to keep it and like maybe trick some humans and send them back?
I thought you were keeping it there as the guard dog for the back door.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
So, you know it's really dank, super musty, sweaty down there
So,
with
like,
mold.
So dang.
So dank. But you're standing there bravely with the door in, and you're just like, moldy.
We can only see your shoulders though.
Yeah?
We just see your head kind of rock back
As there's just this slope.
as her
In the
ponytail
mud.
falls.
I was also picturing like with that natural 20s, like you pushed open the door, but like as it swung open, you're still holding onto the door.
That's what I imagined too.
Just in case. But it looks horribly nasty, moldy, algae.
I'm gonna-
green.
So,
Green.
pony.
I'm gonna go ahead and peek my head and look at this.
Okay, so the other goblin is slugging through the muck to join you.
Eventually, yeah, you're over there. Nature, that would be a 13.
You as well go. Smells moldy.
Yeah. I thought it was more. Oh, I'm proficient, but it's still an intelligence for nature. That's why.
Okay, so just a 13.
Yeah.
Couldn't bump that up 2 points.
Well, no. That's why it is bumped up 2 points because I'm proficient.
No, I'm
but
just joking. 2 more points. So hint, wink, wink.
Oh yeah.
Nudge, nudge.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So what do the rest of you do? As you hear her open that door, there's that sucking sound. And
Here.
you feel the mud drop about 2 centimeters.
And there was another door on
There's another door. That's
So
not
I'm on
the fourth.
You're wrong.
it. I'm gonna eventually make my way through there.
Okay, so the wizard's going through the other door. Okay, would you like to open?
Curiosity killed the cat.
Yeah,
Or the wizard.
or the bugbear, or all 3. We'll call him Cat.
Keep up our cat wizard.
Well, I kind of look around and obviously they, I could do this. Open the door.
Okay, give me a strength check as you are pulling the door,
Not so much.
and all of a
So,
sudden you nudge the door, and it seems to be like the mud is sucking it in place. And for some reason, the mud hasn't gotten through the door, so it's caked like a solid layer down there.
Don't worry.
Oh.
So I still, no, it's,
So you put your shoulder into it and it just doesn't give for you. So obviously you're loosening up for whoever comes next.
right.
Okay? So I look at the other 2 that I'm going at.
Alright, I'll go and help.
She's like, this is my chance to mock him. She smiles.
No, my strength is what helps.
You got this. You got it.
13.
Okay, you put your shoulder into it too, and you agree with his assessment that this door is firmly stuck.
Alright,
Alright, lean against the
Paladin.
door and I'll push on you.
Oh.
So that's working together.
Teamwork.
Is it 1 door or 2?
It's 1 door. It's half the double doors you guys came in.
So if we both shoulder at the same time,
I'd give somebody advantage for their roll. Put on one roll. I'm assuming the guy with the bigger dice pool is going to go for it.
bigger, well,
Bigger bonus.
she's got that shit-eating grin and she's staring at me.
As you guys look at each other, and for one moment, the arcane and divine are working together. As you give each other a satisfied look that it really takes 2 hands to do a duty.
Wow, you really are.
Do you mind metal dice on that?
Yeah, go for it. That's the whole reason they're padded is so see how quiet your metal dice were?
So it's a 16 athletics if you didn't want
So immediately the 2 you guys push and the door gives. And
Do
immediately...
they fall on their faces?
No, they don't. When the door cracked, you see dry mud in the door frame that hadn't pierced this room. And immediately this waft of like the smell of tombs, that tomb dust, hits you both, and it's very dry on the side.
That's yours.
And you guys open the door and it kind of bangs the wall and stops. You know, and you're just like, the scent of old death greets your nostrils. This beautiful music pipes in it. And then all of a sudden, about 2 feet of mud goes into the hallway.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
As you guys are pushing away on this door.
Right.
So what are you guys gonna do? You have one way that's wet and moldy, one way that's very dry and desiccated.
Let's split the party. Just kidding.
I like this idea.
This,
I want to take that.
yeah, what about this area?
That is buried in mud.
That is buried in.
Literally, you see the archway that matches the archway you came in, and it goes down like there's a flight of stairs that go 4 feet down into the mud.
Oh.
So someone would have to be able to move cubits of mud to get down. into
Well,
that.
I vote for dry over
Yeah, let's
slippery.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm with that.
I'm here right.
You know what?
Correct.
Correct?
Yeah, always right.
Always right. Right is never wrong. Okay, so you're not going through the quarter of green slime, so I'll have to look that
Out
up.
into space.
Oh yeah. We start. falling through the
Space.
Save versus vacuum.
Right.
Well, no. It's Bespin, so. Say versus bad dinner guests.
Oh.
Hey, come on. That was meeting his mother and her mother and father for the first time, and on still shot first. Okay, so you guys go about 20 feet down the corridor. Old, dusty, undisturbed. Here's the first footprints you're seeing here. You're seeing little bits of like debris that may have been knocked off at one point, like an arrowhead, no bodies, which is odd, but like an arrowhead, little chips of metal,
I
chips
take
of
the
leather.
arrowhead.
Okay, it's ancient arrowhead. Looks like it's really good quality, by the way. Like it's elven bastards. And you guys are coming down the hall. So those are the weed. You're walking around this ominously dark corridor.
I
That's
will investigate and then get behind everybody.
Okay. So go ahead and give me your investigate roll. And she's creeping. She's literally scuttering up to check and then hiding behind.
4.
Oh. All of a sudden, she comes up and she starts to investigate, and she like looks and kind of kicks this dust. It's a little thick on one wall, and all of a sudden the dust just like poofs, like almost like ash. And there's bits of broken fingers sticking under this giant stone slab. That as soon as you guys look at this slab, you realize this is not a wall. This looks like a giant slab of rock that came down.
Like a secret door.
Give me an investigation, I might tell you more.
Oh, is there any writing?
Maybe give me an investigation, I might tell you some more.
Dirty 20? Is it? Oh, 13.
13.
So 15.
Oh,
Okay. So immediately you two are looking at, obviously these two are bonding, it's weird. As they start looking at this slab of stone, you both realize immediately that this was engineered to be there. That this stone slid out of the ceiling and basically crashed down in this exact spot. And the stone's been milled so it looks like it can be moved. Now it's going to require a lot of effort to move, and you're realizing that this is a archway, not a wall. That this stone slab could be moved if you all work together. It's one of those things that would require a lot of cooperation. No strength rolls, it'll just be a certain number of people all chipping in to try to move this, and pretty much everybody in the group, since you have 2 small people, can easily work together if you like. If you'd like to work together to move this slab.
this is an archway. I think we should try to move this so we can see.
Shouldn't we see what's at the end of this hall?
No,
And
let's go there.
what gets the cleric's attention when she's looking at it is she does the whole and waves her hand across it, which by the way gets the archaeologist's attention. Because as soon as you blow the dust layer off and the crust, you see some holy scripture that even the dead can kill their enemies. Basically, it's really, really subtly commented religious text, an old goblin, which is basically like the purest form of hobgoblin out there, which kind of catches this guy's attention. It's the old goblin script. Think ye old English for us Americans, before we mug every other language for words.
So I say that out loud, hoping that maybe he also recognizes it.
It's going right. Right.
Okay, so you all are gonna and you see, as you start feeling this thing, there seems to actually be almost like spots where medium-sized creatures will put handholds to work together. You could try to reload this trap or move the stone. It looks like the stone is made to have both things happen.
We need to go get one of those logs. Because once we get it open, we can put a log in there just to make sure that it doesn't get set.
Well, it does look like you could pull it this way and then move it this way.
Okay.
Or you can even move it this way and block the path.
It's even better.
It's almost like some goblins thought about some of these slabs so they can use defensively.
Well, let's start yanking on it.
Okay, so how many people are working together? And you all add up your strength and tell me what that number is.
My strength.
modifier? Or
No, your strength. Your strength number. It's one of those bizarre times that Wizards of the Coast does something completely off record.
It's the modifier.
Well, it's your number. What is your strength?
Oh,
Yeah.
16.
31.
I had 13.
Your strength is
No,
31.
15.
Oh.
Oh,
He's
I was
in
trying to
the
add along with.
Yeah,
so
that's-
it's just like 31. I was like, wait.
13.
So it's 44.
44. So it's almost moving with the
12.
three of you working. And
26.
as soon as that goblin might is brought in, the slab starts moving. So
I had another 13 to it.
where are you moving the stone?
69.
I like it.
You like the blocking the way,
Okay.
so you guys are all cooperating and pivoting so it blocks the pathway. And it takes you about a minute to muscle this rock. And you're like, wow, the old goblin engineers must have a lot of slaves. As you immediately do that, you realize the figures you saw under it is this obliterated skeleton. The equipment's destroyed, but it looks like it was equipped with some kind of sword that got turned to tinfoil when it got mashed down, and a longbow that was too pretty to be a goblin.
So it's probably an elf.
You're getting the idea that, yeah, it was probably an elf's corpse.
Yeah, I spit on it as well.
You nasty speed bastards.
They're my natural enemy. They're their favorite enemy.
Go ahead and move your wolf to the ocean. Actually, no, we won't.
We'll have to watch for this.
We'll have to wash real quick.
The birds.
It's wetness.
I have water.
Okay, better than me donating to your.
That's all.
I think we can get into it. We just can't.
Well, I think this
Like
thing
this,
works.
the sink might
Just over
before
here. We just need just a little water.
2 weeks later, and they still haven't fixed the
I know. We were talking about that when I went to the restroom.
It's kind of dumb that, 2 weeks without a bathroom.
Maybe they have
They're not prioritizing it.
A little bit of this. So immediately when you open this door, you get this sensation of very, very old.
It's very, very wet still.
Yes, the ink might run a little. That's it. So immediately when you slide that over, you see that there's a set of doors that seem like someone was trying to pick them, and that probably set off this falling stone. And you look up, and there's a similar one right here.
I was about to ask.
It's fairly obvious now that the first one's been tripped that there's a second exact duplicate stone there.
The rare time when they keep
Don't
having
pull
more than
don't
one
pull
trap.
back.
We should figure out how it's triggered and either trigger it purposely or avoid triggering it purposely.
Go ahead and give me an investigation.
You should do that.
Yeah, you should.
Do you have inspiration to check that?
I do. What does this do? It's,
It gives you 2d20 and you get the better of the two.
Does the archaeologist know how to use traps?
one. So
No.
17.
So immediately you realize, give me your inspiration, can I start that way in? It's so nice and heavy. Immediately you realize, okay, I know how this was set off. It's a weight system, and obviously anyone medium sized that steps down can set it off.
Okay.
Easily, because you made a good investigation roll. You know exactly how to basically stick a little climbing piton or stick or dagger to basically keep the pressure plate from going off.
You fainted.
My
Well,
fingers
no,
are
no,
too small. This is
there's-
a small trap.
There's an elf that has some fingers you can use.
There you go. You can stick the hand
The flattened sword.
Those
and
fake.
wedge it in there. Okay, so you're gonna disable it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you basically put the whammy and get everybody the. I believe I've disabled the trap.
How good do you feel about it?
I walk up to the doors.
You walk up to the doors, you can see that they have some kind of lock that apparently the elf obviously fits in with, until one poor bastard stepped on the thing and everybody ran out the door before it switched them all.
Can I try to open?
If anybody else, are you guys good with just waiting and letting her finish the exploration? Or you want to join her, or what?
I don't really help.
She don't need your help.
Okay, so y'all just watching with bated breath on the safe side of the booby trap. While she goes up there, she's like, you gonna pick the lock?
She's a big girl.
Or are you gonna investigate
Okay.
the traps?
She's been doing this now for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
We have a lot of confidence in
She's
her.
like 8 years old, you know.
For a goblin,
That's
that's
graduate retirement age.
ancient.
You've been named, so.
Yeah.
So, do you want to check for traps first, or go straight for the opening the door?
She's only
I
almost
feel like
died
if there
once.
were extra traps, that's kind of overkill, but I'll search.
Okay.
She got turned to stone too.
Yeah.
Almost twice. Okay, so twice.
You believe it is safe from traps.
Alright, now I want to pick.
You ran your tools through there. You sense no tripwires, no glass vials, no acid things. All these things in your head that you would have put there on the door, but you sense none of them.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden he goes, why didn't I think about poison needle traps? As she sticks her tools into what obviously looks like religious text, and it's actually a keyhole, and you shut the little lockpick. Go for it.
20. Dirty.
By a mile, you click this thing, and you're like, obviously these religious types did not believe in good locks. They probably used the fear of religion to keep people from picking their locks. Because you're just like, click, open, and the door literally opens and hits. And you just see like massive dust cobwebby type thing.
Oh, thank God. I thought she was going to say, hey guys, I got it. And it falls over on her.
Okay, so you're pushing the doors open?
Yeah, I am.
The doors push open, and obviously you see a wall right there. So you have to like open the doors and then go immediately to the side.
Alright, I'll open the doors and step back a little.
Okay, and you just like, after you, I am your doorman, please enjoy, please enter. So who's gonna go first?
Aconite.
Yeah, I'll peek my head in first.
Okay, so first the ranger picks his head
Peeking around that little...
The triangle.
The pillar.
in. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Let's see. Oh, 15 on the die. 19.
Everything is completely silent. You notice that this place could not have been disturbed. It has the smell of something that's just been locked up sanitarily. So it's just dust, like dead goblin skin from 1,000 years dust. And you're peeking in and you're seeing mosaics on the wall that are these beautiful acts of violence. You see this arching wave of flame roasting a Eladrin city. You see the most awesomest heroic hobgoblin ever, wearing armor that almost looks elvish, but is definitely hobgoblin construction. With a glowing shield and glowing armor and glowing sword that's got like little bat wings hanging off on it. And you're getting the idea. Remember the stories he's told you about the warrior, the one that history has lost his name, but refers to him as the warrior. It reminds you.
He came out to play.
Yeah, it reminds you that this is a depiction of him. And you see this weird story where a hobgoblin is talking to a wood elf. And this progression of the warrior's face seems the same, but it progresses from a hobgoblin in like clothes talking to an elf, and it ends on the opposite side of this hobgoblin warrior mage-looking guy raining death and destruction down upon Eladrin, which are different than elves. And you're seeing little depictions of, the dirty word for wood elf, the dirty word for high elf, and then the dirty word for pure ones for the Aladdin. So you're getting the idea that wood elves, we kill them if we have to. High elves, we kill them, but the pure ones, you exterminate. And then all of a sudden, after you're hero worshiping this hobgoblin, you realize there's a female hobgoblin covered in these robes that you thought it was part of the fire mosaics, because you see at one point he's like open hands and there's this waft of fire coming out of his hands. You actually realize that some of the flame is her flaming red robes, as she basically is like holding a fireball over her head. And you see her roasting a small farm of children, with a fireball. And all of a sudden you're realizing that she, even though he's the story, she seems to be the pinnacle of this. and then you realize that she's got like a face mask, a golden face mask, and that's like in the ceiling mosaic is that face mask.
Oh.
And then you realize that you want to get more into this room to see more.
Does the face mask look anything similar to what our cleric is wearing, or is it very different? Okay.
It's very different.
Okay.
Yeah, it's more flamey, sunny,
Yeah.
fiery than religious. It doesn't remind you of any religions that she's told you about.
Okay. Just as an off chance.
Is she wearing the mantelpiece that I wore? You said that or you asked what? Because it looked.
Are you coming inside?
Mm-hmm.
You're a Warcaster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? The fine goblin tradition of Warcasters?
Bugbear, yeah.
Yeah. The fine hobgoblin tradition of
Bugbear.
Warcasters? Immediately, when you look in here and you start seeing these mosaics, you realize that she's obviously a Warcaster.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting the idea from the different spells you're seeing, each different wall is having her focus on a different school of Arcana, that she is like the Warcaster extraordinaire.
Well, she's the reason we won. She was the pivotal person in every battle. You can see it clearly as you look upon these
And when you guys kind of start fighting because you feel safe, because you've been told there's no traps and all, then the rogue locks the door and you're all trapped inside. You notice clearly there's a sarcophagus in the middle of the room that has this beautiful gold encrusted sarcophagus that looks like a beautiful, especially amongst you hobgoblins, absolutely fucking gorgeous hobgoblin female. She's like the pinnacle of hobgoblin perfection. She's got beautiful lines, muscles, strong.
Yeah.
You're seeing a freaking goddess queen sarcophagus here, and it seems untouched.
As it should be.
As it should be.
No.
And of course, you're seeing, as soon as you see the sarcophagus, you're seeing some like veiled threats and curses, blah blah blah. That woe to he who disturbs this sarcophagus, doubly woe if it is the accursed elves.
Look at Gable snort. Don't you dare.
But there's gold.
I don't care.
But like,
Not this. Look around everywhere else.
alright, for now.
No. For good.
So you guys.
But you don't know what her
I'm going. I'm telling her what it says.
Okay.
Don't touch or you get messed up badly. And not by me.
You've been out by mice.
No.
I'll send a bunch of furry little feel nice and monster to eat you. Just kidding, she's really a druid. She's really an elf. So what do you guys do?
I'm exploring around.
You're seeing these, and both of you are immediately interested in the historic ramifications of what you're seeing, because you're getting this story that's telling you the war chief was a peaceable, not killing machine hobgoblin who actually cohabitated with wood elves. Then there's some kind of, you can't tell exactly what the story means, but some kind of confrontation between elf on elf and elf on goblin.
So it's the elf's fault.
And you're getting many references to a ladrin referred to as the pure ones in a not pleasant fashion. And then it shows the war chief basically goes and slaughters some Eladrin, steals their magic, learns their magic, and he becomes not only a badass fighter, but he becomes basically an Eldritch Knight fighter. So we have a hobgoblin who's got magic fighter ability. Basically, he multi-classes a bit. And then it shows him teaching, a class of wizards, and the most beautiful and strongest of them is basically must be the hobgoblin queen that's in that casket.
Well, he was first edition, so he hasn't multi-classed.
Yeah. And basically, you see that they fought together until all of a sudden, the crypt is shut.
I got it.
You got him. It took him a second. He was trying to choke it down.
I was trying to ignore that.
And then all of a sudden, you see towards the end that the Eladrin were opening rifts into the Feywild and basically sending Fey creatures off. So that could be how the hobgoblins lost the war. Was that the Eladrin and elves united,
Cheated.
probably under the Pure One's requirement, and then they summoned their Fey lords to reinforce
As they're coming
themselves.
to the last part, I go, so they cheated.
Says the cleric who does the same thing almost from the divine point of view.
I don't care. They cheated. I don't see it that way. So it's,
And then one thing
It's
catches
different.
the. Give me an Arcane roll.
I was thinking I'd also probably do a ritually cast detect magic,
Oh, okay.
but
No, you can do that too.
at
'cause
first I'm in
trust
awe.
me, our religious folks are sitting there going over the mosaics, cleaning them up, and I'm assuming someone's lighting a light in here so you can actually enjoy the mosaics and not gray.
14, pretty good. Not so good.
14 for your Arcana. So you're basically up at the sarcophagus, and you realize that each one of these pillars have some kind of arcane formula on each one, almost like it's a test. Each pillar is a different type of test for an arcane user.
What language is it in?
It's in Old Hobgoblin.
So I can read it with if I read Goblin, or
You can read it, yeah. It's
Okay.
you're having a problem enunciating some of the words with your bugbear tongue. It's big and lazy and sluggish. I mean, it's articulated for deep grumble talk. So you definitely have the idea that if she was an arcanist, like you believe she is, she actually has a lesson here to teach. Maybe she wants you to open the sarcophagus and take her belongings. Because when you finish casting Identify
detect magic.
or Detect Magic, you're picking up quite a few pings inside the sarcophagus.
Yeah, you'd probably see my eyes kind of glowing a little red. The magic seeing through them. You all right? Okay. Stretch it out.
When we're
But I also start trying to sleuth out the puzzle.
Can you pass the test?
okay, the important thing is that you're picking up on there's magic stuff there. But go ahead and take the time to give me another Arcana roll.
Okay. Is that how I'm going to pass the test?
You're gonna try.
It's a 17.
17. So you come up to the first set of pillars, and basically it gives you this whole hubbub of casting of the school of evocation. And you basically start mouthing the words and following the runes, and you basically realize as you're saying the arcane ritual, there's a section missing. But without skipping a beat, you finish the incantation. Because you know it's just a basic evocation incantation. You know how to finish working it. And as soon as you do, the pillar kind of glows with like fire lighting up the runes in it. And all of a sudden, one of the bricks burns away to ash. And there's something inside, a little alcove inside it.
Is that glowing with detect magic?
It is glowing if you still have your detect magic going.
Well, I am going to kneel down and look at it.
Okay, you look at it and it looks like a piece of vellum.
Okay.
Almost like a spell scroll of vellum.
So I then
Vellum doesn't,
cautiously reach out.
vellum doesn't deteriorate with age. It's great like that. When it's
Theoretically.
magically sealed.
Right.
And you reach in and you're pulling it out, and you don't read it, because you know better. But you realize it's a magic scroll of burning hands.
Burning hands.
How do you know who knows that?
I
It's
don't.
a scroll of burning hands. Something tells me you're not going to read that scroll to cast it. You're going to read the one.
Yeah. Very nice.
Again, you realize the sarcophagus has got the good mojo in it. Do you tell the rest of them about that?
I tell them that there seems to be a series of arcanic
Yes. So you tell them there's a series of what?
arcanic tests that I need to go.
All alone in this room. Okay, so basically he's telling you guys, hey, I have to do these tests. What are you guys doing? Are you planning on taking a long rest here?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
It's not the right time for that.
Then that would definitely be a good place to wrap it up there. Give me another Arcana check. This is going to be for the transmutation roll as we're packing up. Ooh.
That's 15.
So what was your first roll, by the way?
12.
12? Okay, so when you do the spell, the runes all light up, and you feel this barump sound, and nothing happens. Then when you try to do it again, nothing happens. It didn't like your failed roll. But the
Even
next
with inspiration?
well, remember you have to use it before you roll.
No, I thought you could use it before you knew the outcome.
Okay, I'll give it to you. So as you do the spell, all of a sudden the brick in almost the same location seems to just magically dissolve, and there's another piece of vellum there. And just by giving it a cursory glance, it's the spell passage.
These are a little higher than me.
That's a little higher than you. That's why you were going to fail that first roll.
Thank you for listening to the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And feel free to enjoy our other shows, such as D&D Journey of the 5th Edition and Scion Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion hero to Ragnarok story. Thank you for listening.
Hello, this is Eric.
And Wendy Strock with Stone Valley Hobby and Games.
We sell board games, card games, role-playing games, and supplies. We have thousands of Magic the Gathering cards available, carry Kickstarter products, and work with veteran-owned small businesses to bring you our own line of products.
We are a small business retailer, but we offer competitive prices, a loyalty system, and free shipping on orders over $100.
As a military veteran myself, I'm a strong supporter of our armed forces, their families, and contractors out there doing the hard job. So any order from an AA, AE, or EP address will be shipped absolutely free.
Remember, StoneValleyGames.com, where we take your leisure seriously.
Out of curiosity,
Uh-huh.
after this long rest,
Uh-huh.
have we leveled?
Good question. Since you already know the answer to this from an out-of-game conversation we had.
I think you said last time.
Yeah. Well,
As soon as you cleared the mudroom, we level. As soon as you take a
you actually
rest.
said as soon as we finished the elves, the spirit elves.
No, you didn't actually finish them. I'm shipping you other experience.
You're owning it.
I edited that recording. So you guys take the long rest, and as you're taking in the ambiance of this place, the culture, I mean, especially for you goblins, you never imagined goblin culture was anything this advanced.
No.
You know, you thought like stupid humans and stupid elves did this kind of thing, but never goblins. That was a story hobgoblins tell you to keep you in line.
This is why I always told you that you should chew with your mouth closed. Not blow your nose once in a while.
I was literally raised by wolves.
What?
That's no excuse.
So it is filling you guys with a sense of awe that, you know, this is goblin culture. Especially when you guys, especially you goblins,
like yogurt?
You look at the mosaics and you realize at one point when you're seeing this, pretty much for the most part, you're seeing just hobgoblins. And just hobgoblins, and there's armies of hobgoblins. And as you goblins are looking, lower down in the mosaic, you start realizing as the mosaics are going through the history, all of a sudden you start seeing wizards, hobgoblin wizards doing their thing and like blasting goblins, and then all of a sudden smaller goblins walking out of the beams of energy with like potions and pots and things. And you're realizing that you're getting the gist that the goblins are an engineered, alchemically created offshoot of hobgoblins. And then occasionally you see, a giant bugbear pulling a battle wagon type of cart thing with blades and spot for the Warcasters to sit on and do shit from without having to waste any movement. So you're realizing, more and more of the actual evolution of goblin kind. And then you feel super cultured when this violin music starts, as you see the first ever hobgoblin bard. With his big, horrible, ugly drums made from the backskins of elves.
It's like a quad toms. Watching there.
Come on. Yes, Kelly is making more of those because Joanne's for more fabric.
Very cool. Yeah, the rare earth magnet is pretty cool.
We have some on order. It's just waiting for them to share that. Because I like that idea too.